Ohayo gozaimasu.
Konnichiwa, we are chapter 8 and we are going to explain writing routine and positive messages. I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Kimmy.
I'm Reence.
And I'm Patrick.
Making requests is a routine part of business. In most cases, your audience will be prepared to comply, as long as you're not being unreasonable or asking people to do something they would expect you to do yourself. By applying a clear strategy and tailoring your approach to each situation, you'll be able to generate effective requests quickly. Like all other business messages, a routine request has three parts: an opening, a body, and a close. Using the direct approach, open with your main idea, which is a clear statement of your request. Use the body to give details and justify your request. Finally, close by requesting specific action. Stating your request up front. Pay attention to the tone. Even though you expect a favorable response, the tone of your initial request is important. Instead of demanding action, soften your request with words such as "please" and "I would appreciate." Assume that your audience will comply. An impatient demand for rapid service isn't necessary. You can generally assume that your readers will comply with your request when they clearly understand the reason for it. And lastly, be specific. State precisely what you want, explaining and justifying your request. Ask the most important questions first. If cost is your main concern, you might begin with a question such as, what is the cost for shipping the merchandise by air versus truck? Then you might want to ask more specific but related questions about, say, discounts for paying early. Ask only relevant questions. To help expedite the response to your request, ask only questions that are central to your main request. Doing so will generate an answer sooner and make better use of other person's time. Deal with only one topic per question. If you have an unusual or complex request, break it down into specific, individual questions so that the reader can address each one separately.
Hello everyone, my name is Garote and I'm going to be talking about chapter 8. And most subject we're going to talk about here is common examples of routine requests. Main bullet, asking for information and action. Second bullet, asking for recommendations. And the third bullet, making claims and requesting adjustments. Let's get on to it. Asking for information and action. Most important quote. Most simple requests can be handled with 3 message points. 1. What you want to know or what you want the reader to do. Why you're making the request. Why it may be in your reader's interest to help you. That's a continuation. If your reader is able to do what you want, use a straightforward request. It will get the job done quickly. Use the direct approach by opening with a clear statement of your reason for writing. In the body, provide whatever explanation is needed to justify your request. Then close with a specific description of what you expect and include a deadline if appropriate. Asking for recommendations. Main idea here is to understand. Always ask for permission before using someone as a reference. Reason doing so, you do not want what the wrong person in your reference. They might tarnish your reputation or say negativity. Refresh their memory of any potential reference you haven't been in touch with for a while. Let's go, Reence.
What's up? So, continuing, like Jeffrey said earlier, things to keep in mind, because your request for recommendation and reference routine, you can organize your inquiry using the direct approach. And by doing that, open new messages, making it clear and letting know that the reader is going to write back to you. It says, you haven't had the contact with the person, so basically it's being, that opens a trigger actually. When you send a message and once the reader received it and he or she read it, actually he might or she might write it back because your message is basically organized. So lastly, close your message with an expression of appreciate and the full name and address. Oh, dear person to whom the letter should be sent. When asking immediate recommendation, you should do mention deadlines so that the reader will know, okay, when is the due date to receive this, when is the due date to send that. And you don't want to send it late. And also, enclose stamp, free address, envelope, and convince the other parties, meaning to say that the reader will convince the other guys to join your own way, your message, so that the more customers, the better your business. So, making claims and request adjustments. It's very simple and basic. When writing your claim or request, let's say, explain the problem and give details why, so that your reader will not get confused or lost on your message. Make it brief and clearly. Now, provide backup information. Why do we need to put backup information? So that the reader knows that you have evidence, that you have a lot of information that they want to know, because a lot of people like to say, I want to know more. Lastly, request specific actions. Why do so? Because the main action that you are surely need that the most will help you, and both of you and your customer knows that, oh, this guy is serious, I like it, let's go. Next guy. So, making claim and request and adjustment. There are about 7 you want to know. First, maintain professional tone, even if you're extremely frustrated. Guys and boys and girls, please keep it down low. You don't need to be really frustrated when writing messages. Just be positive, clear, and straightforward. Next is open and straightforward. Like I said, straightforward statement. You don't need to BS or anything, so yeah. Next one is provide specific details in the body. So, of course, you guys know that. It's basically simple. Provide specific in the body. Next is present facts and honesty and clearly. So your readers might know, okay, this guy has the information down, this guy is honest to his word, I like him. So next one. Next one is polite summarize the desired actions in the closing. Before you send the messages, please provide summary. Redo your message. Just look at it, read it thoroughly, ask yourself, did I got it right? Did I make this thing interesting for my other receiver? Next is clearly state what you expect as a fair settlement or ask the reader to propose a fair adjustment. Lastly, explain the benefit of completing or complying with the request, such as continued patronage. All right. Good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to explain how to do strategies for routine and positive messages. So, basically, it's first things first is outline effective strategies. How you're gonna do it? Ask yourself, how am I gonna write my messages? Is it indirect or direct approach? So, starting with the main idea. All right. So, if you want to make it simple and clear, use direct approach. It's more easier that way. And if you're gonna write messages, be sure what to say when you write your messages. What do your audience want to know about your messages? Make a clear idea what to say. Secondly, provide necessary details and explanation. Use the body to explain completely why or what is this message about. Now next is the tone. The tone is based on how you're gonna explain your messages or how is it written. When your customers read your messages, they want to know what kind of tone you're getting at. Are you angry, happy, or serious. Next is, if your messages have negative information, try to embed any negative information so that your customers will not get pissed off at you, or they just ditch your product out of go to the next company instead. Lastly, ending with a courteous close. Just end with a simple thank you. That's all you need. And then, in case you want to follow up, or in case you want to follow up on your customer, it's very simple. We just ask them that you want to put a follow up. Thinking, let's say Kimberly wants to. Kimberly has a message on Techtopia. Let's say that Techtopia said, "Kim, are you still interested in buying our new HDL laptop? We still have a discount for you, 10% discount." All right. The next one is common example of routine and positive messages, and that, my friends, my other coworker will handle for you.
Thank you.
For
Watching.
our video.
Sayonara.